And it's like I never left. All right, so I'm back to my notes. There's a live stream I'm waiting on to join, so I wanted to make sure they had started. Shout out to Spoiler Kings. That's where I go every week to watch, to talk about Severance. And they are so um, wonderful to allow me in their comment section spewing all my opinions. I'm very grateful. All right, so the next thing I have is that they photoshopped Irv out of the picture, and that means very much like Milchick said, Mr. Milchick said, like he never existed. Also, if you didn't catch it, that's a callback to season 1 when my earbud's falling out of my ear. When Bert got retired and Irv went off and was called Mr. Milchick a motherfucker. He was like, "You're not severed." I can't remember what he said verbatim, but I know he used the phrase like he never existed. So I was glad to see that. I want to go back and watch those scenes back to back and see how they line up dialogue wise. I love stuff like that. So yeah, it sucks that they photoshopped him out the picture. Like, just it hurt, and I know it hurt Dylan. It hurt me, and it hurt Helly, and it hurt Mark. And Mark is very hurt. And you know how you know Mark is hurt? Because he's acting like an asshole. Because one thing we know about any Mark is when he's hurt, he doesn't know how to handle it because he's a toddler. So he gets very mean. And we know that because that's how he acted when Petey was gone and Helena was there. That's very much how he acted. So we've seen this version of Mark before, though not as bad because he wasn't violated before, which I do think. What do people think? Do people agree? I feel like it's such like an ethical conundrum. Everybody is a victim except Helena. And even Helena is kind of a victim because she didn't want to be there. Did she want Mark? We don't know. We don't know if that was her daddy's idea. But we know that she showed some resistance to going back there. So maybe this whole time we've been thinking Helena kind of like got a crush on Mark. She like him. Maybe she's just doing what they made her do. So maybe we should feel bad for her. Maybe none of them are consenting. Maybe we got four people. You know, 2 people, 2 outies and 2 innies. So 4 people. Maybe nobody consented. It's so tragic. This makes me sound like a sick person, but I really want her to be pregnant. It's just so messy. So powerful. So powerful. And like, I even think like, should Mark have told? Should he tell her? Is it fair to put that burden on him to tell her what happened when he's still processing himself? I don't have an answer. I love the questions. But I don't have a concrete answer because it's so messy. It's not black and white. It's lumen blue. Sorry, I'm much funnier than I'm being right now. I'm just nervous. All right, back to my notes. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm saying guys like there are people watching. The only person who's probably going to see this is me. It's okay. I'll watch myself. I'm not crazy, y'all. I'm just trying to have fun with this. Said I'm worried about Mark's cough. That's true. I really like the bathroom scene when Helly came in. It reminded me of season 1 when Mark came in on Helly when she was trying to send a message to herself. That was a nice callback. I'm sure it was very intentional. My next note is that Marley and Helly are both victims. I told you I get ahead of myself. I'm just talking. Maybe I should have a script so everything flows a little nicer. I'm not going to do that, though. Those mugs. All right, so we're at the bereavement party. They already had the mugs ready. So they just waiting on innies to die. Because those are normally not for retirement. They're for innies who die on the 7th floor. So we just automatically prepare for every innie to die. And it really kind of took me out of Severance for a minute into the real world. Because these companies don't care about us at all. They just replaced you with another person. It's really disgusting. And as nauseating as that is, I do appreciate the show for all the ways that they like slide that in there, and how much the world of Severance, as much as it is science fiction and dystopian and out there, is very real and genuine and very reminiscent of the experience of people who work in a corporate environment and also people who work labor intensive jobs. It's very much the same way. The difference is really how much you get paid. Like, they take us all for granted. All right, that's very cheerful. Affection index. He said Milchick told Miss Wong that Irv's affection index was like in the 60s. How do they measure that? Or is that part of the chip? Is that, do they have like a sensor, like a computer hooked up, reading everybody all the time? I would like to know more about that. Again, they don't just say stuff for no reason, so I know it means something. Number 37 on my list is say a question. I don't know why I put that. I guess I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget. I did think it was interesting that she phrased it that way. At first I thought, well, it sounds like a child, even though that question sounds like it would come from a younger child than her age. So, could still be robot, could still be clone. We don't know. I like that Milchick came right back with the unsolicited opinion. That was a little snarky. And that performance review comment, ooh, that was nasty. Yo, what? I said yo. In the bereavement ceremony, in the funeral for Irv, he said 9 seconds, but then he ain't even give him 9 seconds. I was watching with my daughter, and we stopped, paused, and counted, and was like, dang, that's not 9 seconds. So it seems trivial, but it's like, it's sad that it was already a small amount of time, and they couldn't do all of that. I'm not going to say that one. Oh, can I just say that watermelon Irvin looks delicious? I would take a bite. Miss Vaughn didn't get to play her that instrument. I don't remember the name of it. That's what she get for her smart ass mouth. You don't talk back. I really enjoyed the dialogue between Helly and Mark when she said, your friend Irv just died and you don't give a shit. That, I have to go back and watch the scene, but that feels almost word for word verbatim what Helly said to Mark when she first got there about Petey. So like I said, I like stuff like that. I appreciate anytime we do a callback. Love it. Then they showed Helly and Mark in the hallway, and they were talking, and we saw all of Helly, but Mark was kind of hazed out behind him. I really like that. I think that was a little nod towards the brain fog of the reintegration. I don't know what I'm doing here. Bear with me. Not everything here is a lie. I feel like that's gonna come back. The way that she said, I don't know, I just felt like it meant something. Well, obviously it means something, but I feel like maybe it means something else, and we'll just see that later. We'll see. Number 48 is Natalie is a good actress. Which I already said. She's doing great. Those eyes are very telling. The little quivers and the hint of a tear in the eye without it falling. Well done. Like I said, shout out to Jordan Peele. Monthly reviews. They do reviews every month? Mr. Milchick has had a hell of a month. I kind of feel bad for her. They've been giving him hell ever since he got promoted. I just can't imagine sitting through that review every month when it may take all day. That lunch menu, that was crazy. But I did laugh. I know y'all laughed too. He also mentioned, Mr. Drummond also mentioned that they do a urinalysis. I assume drug test, and that's what I wrote in my notes, was like, well, I guess they would want to make sure they don't do drugs because it could interfere with this chip and cognition and awareness and everything like that. But now I'm thinking that maybe, I think that still works, but maybe they just also want to analyze their urine. It's a possible. It's a possibility. And this is back to what I was saying earlier about me not really being a fan of them introducing race into it. During the performance review, when they said Mr. Milchick used too many big words, for me, the context of that changed. I would have perceived that differently had they not introduced race to it. Now that they've talked about race, I feel like they just don't want a black man saying big words. And that would not have occurred to me had they not introduced race as a subject of contention. If that had happened, I would just think, oh, Miss Wong just doesn't understand the words. Oh, that's funny, whatever. But now there's that subtext that I wish didn't exist, but it's there. Kindness reforms. Who knew Mr. Milchick was the nice guy this whole time? I didn't. Not me. Oh my god, I'm ashamed of this note. 57 says Cold Harbor, so important. Duh. Oh, Mr. Drummond in the performance review to Mr. Milchick, he said the legacy you will leave, and just hyped up how much the important work that mysterious and important it was gonna be for Mr. Milchick, and it felt like such a threat. Cause what is legacy? Right, that's what you leave behind. And most of the time, we don't talk about it from like one job to another. It's in terms of death. So that was a not so subtle threat. It made me nervous. My next note is love the glitching. I don't remember which glitching it was, but I loved it. Ooh. Number 60 is, did you tell her that you fucked her outie? I was not prepared. I thought that Dylan was going to say something like that at the funeral when he asked the Mark tell Helly about Gemma being his wife, Miss Casey being his wife. I thought it was going to be that. So I wasn't prepared. I do want Helly to know. I think everybody should get to know. Helly or the Any should know, but Mark's outie should also know. People are exchanging body fluids to know, because it's nasty. It's not just like babies, but like other diseases. No, I said other diseases, not that babies are a disease. Oh my god, I'm probably gonna never do anything with this, but it'll be nice practice to make a video. So, good job. All right, and I mentioned this already, but I do think Milchick resents Mark for being able to be intimate with Helena. Not that he wants her, Helena. I'm gonna keep saying it wrong. I don't think that he's interested in her physically. I just think that he respects the Egan family and thinks that Helena doesn't respect her own family, but I also think that Mark doesn't understand like what a privilege it is, what an honor to be with the Egan. All right, now I'm at Devin and Rickon, the odd couple of the century. Rickon got that old money. I used to think, and maybe I still think, I don't know, I have a nagging suspicion that Rickon is either somehow related to the Egans or he's related to Mr. Drummond. I think they look alike. I think they have a similar face shape, features, hairstyle, hair color, body weight. I think they could be related. Maybe he disowned his family or something. I don't know. But he got that old money look to him. And not that Devin would be with him for his money, but do anybody know why she with him? I don't know. He seemed like a pretty sincere guy, what he did, until all his meetings with Nat, which makes me a little uncomfortable. I would never. I'm not married, so there's that. But if I was, I'm not leaving my husband in a room alone with Natalie. Never, ever, ever. I wouldn't go to the bathroom and come back. She would have to go with me. I don't want no trouble. She's so pretty. Which sounds insecure. I'm just making jokes. I'm definitely not going to publish this. Back to my notes. This is probably so boring. I'm so sorry to anybody who's spending their time doing this, but thank you. And if it's not and it's cool, then comment and let me know I'm not a crazy weirdo, or that you like crazy weirdos. We can vibe. And this is the same thing that Devin called out, that Rickon is just writing the exact opposite of everything that he was supposed to be about, like Luminous in him. I noticed that Devin was also wearing Lumen Blue. That made me a little nervous. I really like Devin, and I was worried about her like one episode last season, and after that I was like, oh, I love this character so much. She's such a good sister. I'm not worried about her being nefarious at all, to the point where I think that maybe she might end up being a little nefarious, which would hurt me so much because I like Devin, but there's something there. But that's also the tone of Severance, the show itself. Everyone is a little off and a little awkward. So you never know like who's nefarious and who's just like weird. Praise Kier. I didn't like that Devin's earrings. Not just was she wearing Lumen Blue, her earrings also reminded me of the Lumen drop. Um, don't know. Rickon was wearing blue. I didn't like Rickon throwing that money in her face. That's not nice. She raises your child. She takes care of the house. You can't just like throw the money in her face, especially if you just like isn't family money. Don't do that. I can only assume that Irving is talking to Ragabi on the phone, but it would be a nice plot twist if it's somebody else. I just don't know who it would be yet, but that's exciting. I loved his scene with Bert after that. That was so cute. Their little um, platonic style flirting that was not flirting because they can't flirt because Bert is married. But Bert might be into some other stuff. He was like, "You come hang out with us." Don't know, but I'm interested to see that scene next week. I wonder if Fields and the Doctor are going to be the same person, but I don't think they will be because of IMDb. But maybe we'll see. I noticed. Okay, so Mark was pressuring Ragabi to get back to the integration because he hadn't had any memories, and he started hearing the details like a wellness session from Miss Casey slash Gemma. But I did like the things that she was saying was different than the things that Miss Casey had said in the wellness session. Like your Audi prefers 2 scoops of ice cream, but they must be the same flavor. That is a weird fact, but it's not as vague as the stuff that Miss Casey would say, like, your Audi excels at lovemaking. That's probably the wrong option to use. What else did she say? Your Audi loves the sound of radar. Like, that was very vague, and we were like, radar, love radar, and then we saw that his dog was named Radar, and it clicked, so it's like some nuance to it. The things that Gemma or Miss Casey was saying to Mark tonight, or in the last episode, wasn't like that. It felt like actual like characteristics of a person. So I feel like maybe like that it's not Miss Casey, that was Gemma. And it was things that Gemma had said to Mark in her capacity as wife, blended with the things that Miss Casey had said to Mark. So I don't think Gemma told Mark, your Audi loves ice cream. I think that they took the your Audi part from Miss Casey and the ice cream part from Gemma and kind of blended that together in his mind. But I don't know. We'll see next week. It's so good. I love the way that it ended. I just hated that it did end. It's such a good show. Every week it leaves me wanting more and more. I'm never unsatisfied. I just say it never leaves me wanting more. I'm never unsatisfied. Those are very contradictory things, but that's what this show does to you. It does leave me satisfied and also wanting more. But I never feel like it's a bad episode. Like I wasted my time watching it. It's always like, am I gonna watch this again, or am I gonna wait for my daughter? Like it's just like I just want to like watch it again, or start taking notes, or talk to somebody else about it. It's so good. I don't remember a show ever doing this to where even the current episode can feel kind of basic and simple, but it's heightened and made so much better because of the foundation it's built on, because of everything that happened the week before, and the week before, and the week before, and the last season. It's just seems so well planned out, every aspect of it, whether it's the score, the music, or the actual dialogue or the actors themselves and giving everything. It's all so perfect the way that it comes together, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I have no doubts that it's gonna be amazing. We're only halfway through the season. It's crazy. I have no idea where it's gonna go. Most of the time when I watch shows, like I need to figure them out. Like I told you earlier, I think I said I'm a Leo. I am. I need to like know what's going on and be able to say I figured it out. This is the only show in my life that I watch where I constantly don't know what the hell is happening, but love that. Like I don't even care that I don't know what's happening. I just want more and more and more. So give it to me. All right, we'll see what happens with this. Probably nothing ever, and maybe I'll try again sometime. But if I decide to say F it and upload it, and you watch it, and you watched it all the way to this part, which is crazy, put a red heart in the comment section, and then I'll know you watched it to the end. It'll be so cool that somebody watched my video all the way to the end. But don't feel pressured. I'm not, whatever this is that I'm doing, it's not for, I don't want to be a famous YouTuber. I don't want, I just like talking about things that I enjoy. Right now, Severance. And I think that it would be really cool to like have my own little small community of people that also like to talk about it. But you have to be nice. Please know if you, my earbud just fell on my ear. That's embarrassing. Hold on. All right. I wasn't lying. It's right here. So please know if you're mean, if you make a mean comment. I'm not saying you can't disagree with me. People can disagree. We're adults. Just do it respectfully. But if you're mean to me or anybody in the comment section, I will block you so fast. I will take pleasure. I'm not gonna respond to you. I'm just gonna delete your comment and block you, and it'll be like you never existed, like any. So don't do that. Let's just, whatever handful of people may end up here, let's be nice and respect each other and talk about things we enjoy. I don't really know how to close this. Like I didn't have an intro. I don't have an outro. I don't have anything cool to say. I could do live long and prosper. That's pretty cool. So do that. Live long and prosper. And thank you.